Hi everybody, it's Ms. Lorenz. I'm going to talk about Unit 2, Lesson 6. In this lesson, we are introducing double number lines, so you'll notice that it's shorter than the other lessons. Instead of there being 5 practice problems, in this one there are only 3. So we're just looking at really the structure of a double number line and how we would use this tool to answer and help us solve ratio problems. So in the first situation, we have a diagram that you guys are familiar with because it's similar to some of the diagrams that we've already used. And so we're going to use that to build a double number line. And so the first thing I want you to notice about the double number line is that there are, of course, 2 number lines. One of them is labeled drink mix in teaspoons, and one of them is labeled water in cups. And I always like to connect my double number lines different than what you see in this diagram, so I'm going to go ahead and connect that for you. I like to connect them so that I can actually see the ratios that line up together. And so the first question is going to refer to both the diagram and the double number line. How can we tell that 4 to 1 and 12 to 3 are equivalent ratios? And so if I go ahead and I complete the double number line here, I want you to notice that all the intervals are equally spaced. And so I go from 0 to 4 to 8 to 12 to 16 to 18, and then my water cups correspond with that, and I'm going up just by ones. And so I can see that by multiplying both the 4 and the 1 by the same number of 3, I end up with that equivalent ratio of 12 to 3. So how are these two representations the same, the diagram here and the double number line? Well, they're the same in that we can actually see the ratio. If I look carefully, I can see my 4 teaspoons of drink mix. I'm marking them off right here with my 1 cup of water, and I'll mark that off. So I can actually see that in the diagram. I can see where it's at in the double number line. They're different, of course, because in the double number line, we're just using number representations rather than pictorial representations. All right, and see how many teaspoons of drink mix should be used with 3 cups of water. So take a look. If I multiply my 1 times 3, then I'm going to multiply the 4 that corresponds with that 1 also times 3 so that I can get 12 teaspoons. I hope that with these 2 problems right here, everybody, that you're seeing the power of a double number line. It's super handy and it's a great tool that I think will help you a lot. How many cups of water should be used with 16 teaspoons of drink mix? So here's my 16 teaspoons of drink mix. I want to connect that here on my double number line to how many cups of water I need, and that would be 4, of course. What number should go into the empty boxes on the double number line diagram? Well, because I'm counting at equal intervals, I go from 4 to 8 to 12 to 16 to 20 here. And then, of course, I'm counting just by ones here at the bottom. So my empty space there is a 5. All right, last diagram has to do with paint again. This one shows that I need 2 cups of white paint to every 6 tablespoons of blue paint, or another way to think of that is 1 cup of white paint for every 3 tablespoons of blue paint. And so you had to build a double number line, and it should look like something like the one that I just built here. Please check that you have labeled both of your number lines and that you're showing the units that we're measuring in. So in this case, cups and tablespoons. So how many cups of white paint should Elena use with 12 tablespoons of blue paint? Now that I've built my double number line, all I have to do is go back and see where the ratios line up together. So my 12 tablespoons of blue paint lines up perfectly with my 4 cups of water. I can go both directions here. How many tablespoons of blue paint should Elena mix with 6 cups of white paint? So tablespoons of blue paint, 6 cups of white paint, lines up right here. I can also see that where I started with my 2 to 6 ratio, to get to my 18, I'm going to multiply by 3. And so 6 times 3 gives me 18, so then I'm going to multiply my 2 times 3 to get my 6. Lastly, we're going to use our double number line to find another amount of white paint and blue paint that would make the same shade of light blue paint. So it could be any of these other pairs that you see on the double number line. So I picked the 3 to 9 ratio. You could also pick the 5 to 15 ratio. And those, of course, are the ratios of the white paint to the blue paint. How do we know that these mixtures would make the same shade? Well, they're all being multiplied by the same number. So as long as you're multiplying both of the values in a ratio by the same number, we're getting an equivalent ratio, and we're also creating a mixture that has the same shade if we're talking about paint. All right, last problem. Diego estimates that there will be 3 pizzas for every 7 kids at the party, and we have to select all the statements that express this ratio in a correct fashion. So the ratio of kids to pizzas is 7:3. So I want you to notice that kids is written first, and so the kids would correspond to the 7, and the pizzas would then correspond with a 3. So he estimates 3 pizzas for every 7 kids, so this would be a correct, I'm going to put a little star there, a correct statement. The ratio of pizza to kids is 3:7. It is, because pizza was the first word given, the first number given is a 3. So 3:7 pizza to kids. So I'm going to put a star by this one. The ratio of kids to pizza is 3:7. No, for all those reasons that I just explained. But again, first word is kids, and 3 does not correlate with the kids. The kids correlates to the 7. The ratio of pizza to kids is 7:3. No, because pizzas needs to correlate to the 3. And it's the first word given, so it needs to be the first number given. So this is a no. And then lastly, for every 7 kids, there needs to be 3 pizzas. Yes, that's what we were just saying. For every 7 kids, there needs to be 3 pizzas. Alrighty. I know that was short and sweet. I hope that helped, and thanks for listening.